What up, YouTube? It's Flash Speaks. Basketball. Haven't done this in a while. Philadelphia 76 for the most part this year. I'm to the point with them where, I just can't go game by game. I thought about making something about the development of Tyrese Maxey, and the overall job that Nick Nurse could, did with the team. But I don't know, I just didn't find enough to do it. But anyway, it's playoff time. Philadelphia 76ers just defeated Miami Heat 105-104 in a very frustrating game to watch. Had moments that had me think back to what I've seen in the past from this team in do or die situations. Joel Embiid at times was very frustrating in his mannerisms and in his ways of, body language, all of those different things. I felt like it was a good chance he would have checked out had it not been for really Nicholas Batum performing, Kelly Oubre performing, Buddy Hield performing, Maxey doing stuff here and there, and still showing and giving Embiid confidence. I like to give all those guys credit for it. Good job for that, pulling out the win. This is a very important win. And it sets us up to play the New York Knickerbockers. Really, this version of the Knicks is actually the Villanova Knicks, to be honest with you. But here, we had Channing Frye, who's on this, NBA channels show they have called Game Time, and his take I thought was interesting and ridiculous on the series that's coming up. It's going to be a hell of a series. I think it's going to be one of the most entertaining series because you're talking about two Northeastern teams. You're talking about the Madison Square Garden New York Knicks fan base versus the Philadelphia 76ers fan base. Is going to be crazy, man. I don't remember the last time the Knicks and the Sixers played each other in the playoffs. You might have to go all the way back to Julius Erving and Bernard King, honestly. To remember that. I don't remember it during the Barkley years, us facing off. Iverson years, I don't think so. I would have to really think hard to where these two teams clash in the playoffs. So, and I'm glad actually that it's the Knicks. In my personal opinion, I think the Philadelphia 76ers will win this series. I think we match up well. And Channing Frye, we're going to play his opinion, and I'm going to comment on it.
If he's fully healthy, if he's 80, 90%, now that may go 7 of 18, 9 of 18, right? And
before we go into it, I mean, they advertised it as Isaiah Thomas. I don't know what it is with YouTube with these channels. It looks like these names are from some Asian country or something like that. These guys, they download this stuff, they lie to try to get to clickbait. But, whatever.
He's going to get to the free throw line more. He's going to be more aggressive. Tyler Hero was uber aggressive tonight, right? And so were the other guys. They need Jimmy to be uber aggressive and get them good shots.
Yeah, Tyler Hero, 25 points, 9 assists. Now on the other side, we have the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the New York Knicks in the first round of the playoffs. How excited are you, and how do you feel like these two teams match up? It's going to be a dogfight.
A dogfight.
Absolute dogfight.
I think they match up really, really well. I think Mitchell Robinson is one of the most underrated big men in the league. You see what he does for this New York team. I think you look at the two best.
First of all, Mitchell Robinson, he doesn't match up well against Joel Embiid. The Sixers have played the Knicks over the years since Mitchell Robinson has been here, and Joel Embiid lights him up. His average is over 30 against Mitchell Robinson. Gets him in all types of foul trouble. Mitchell Robinson is just a big body. He's an old school, Hibbert type of guy. Not a good matchup against Embiid. Actually, the Knicks have fared better when Mitchell Robinson was not playing, and they actually had the guy who they used to have, Obi Toppin, and other guys who can run Embiid. What you want to do with Joel Embiid is run him to death. That's the best option. If you have a guy that's big plotting guy like Mitchell Robinson, Embiid's going to light him up. But this guy, he probably hasn't watched the history between the Knicks and the Sixers, so that's a real casual bad take as well.
Players, obviously Jalen Brunson, I think is the best player.
He's been balling.
Jalen Brunson's the best player in the series. Then it's Joel Embiid.
Hold on, let me back that up. Let me back that up. I got an eye on. What did this Negro just say?
Brunson's the best player in the series. Then it's Joel Embiid. Balling. Jalen Brunson's the best player in the series. Then it's Joel Embiid.
All right, so you got this guy who played in the NFL, played in the NBA for over 10 years. Been on what I remember him from is those Cleveland Cavalier teams. I mean, he doesn't have the most, storied career or anything like that. This guy who supposedly knows basketball has said in a series that's going to have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and so on against the Knicks, he said Jalen Brunson is the best player in the series. A 6-foot guard over a 7'3" guard who averages over 30. Bruh. Like, I'm just done with these guys. These guys are just like, who in their right mind thinks Jalen Brunson is better than Joel Embiid? If the Philadelphia 76ers took and called them to New York Knicks and said, we want to trade Joel Embiid to you guys, but in return, we want Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and freaking John Randall, okay? If not for like money considerations, the Knicks is doing that. They're making that trade right there. All right, give me all your players, give me all that shit, and you just start with Embiid. Like, what are we talking about right now? What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing, man? So that's number one. Jalen Brunson is the best player in the series. Oh my God.
Then Tyrese Maxey, and then you would go OG Anunoby or something like that, right? So then it's the Knicks.
The reality is, it's actually close between Maxey and Brunson. Now, one could argue that Brunson is slightly better than Maxey right now. I don't really feel that way, but listen, I followed Jalen Brunson his whole career before, coming to the NBA. I remember his father, Rick Brunson, played at Temple University. I remember his first year at Villanova. I am a Villanova Wildcats fan. That is my team. I watched him lead that team to 2 NCAA championships. Well, the first time around, he kind of played second fiddle to Randy Arcidiacono. Arcidiacono and Jalen actually played a little off guard. Hart was there. They had Chris Jenkins. They had, Mikal Bridges. That's all they really need to add in order to really be the Villanova Knicks, right? I watched both. Okay, I watched that, and then their most impressive run was that second one that they won. Okay, and Jalen Brunson is a dog. All of that. Love him. Work ethic. Smart player, man. Stayed 4 years in college, which is a benefit. All right. Taught by the best, Jay Wright. Came to the NBA. Dallas made a mistake. Well, first they made a good choice in having him replace Dennis Smith Jr., but they should have saw it through. There was no need to add Kyrie, as we see, but I guess when you have a ball-dominant guy like Luka, maybe it wouldn't have worked. Whatever the case may be. You have to be smoking marijuana with crack in it to believe Jalen Brunson is the best player in a series that has Joel Embiid, who is the reigning MVP, who is on his way to being back-to-back unanimous MVP this year. We're talking about a different tier of player. Now, I can't predict what may happen. It could come out that Joel Embiid is not 100% and Jalen Brunson performs better. I've seen those types of things happen. But you do not understand the game of basketball. You do not know the game of basketball if you try to bring an argument that Jalen Brunson is a better player than Joel Embiid. And then Maxey, I'll put it this way. Maxey and Brunson are closer as far as comparable, like far as players level they are to Brunson and Embiid, right? Brunson and Embiid, there's levels before he gets to where Embiid is. But Maxey's like right there with Brunson, right? Brunson is a better point guard. Maxey overall to me is just the more explosive player, the more explosive scorer. Brunson has a higher usage rate because he doesn't have to play with an Embiid, so therefore he averages slightly more points. But they're comparable. Then when you go and he said OG Anunoby after that, I don't know about that. Maybe. But he got Sixers at Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, got Buddy Hield coming off the bench. We're going to see, man. I love playing the Knicks. So I know it's going to be a crazy series. And I think we pulled that out, to be honest with you, But this guy's tripping.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks are coming in. They're going to be prepared. All of them are going to be in shape. They're going to be healthy, except for Julius Randle. And I think this is going to be a nice wake-up call for the 76ers, right? They're going to be favored. And then can Joel Embiid battle through his conditioning?
Why would the Sixers be favored? I'm assuming he said the Sixers would be favored. Well, if the Knicks have the best player, then why would the Sixers be favored? That's the first question you got to ask. Sir, you're not making any sense.
He stay healthy, and are they going to be able to? Because Tom Thibodeau is going to throw a zone out there.
Yeah.
Can they continue their pace of play in that zone? So
yeah, and you look at a team like the Knicks too, with a guy like Hart who's playing basically every single minute of every single game, and the dude's in the best shape probably in the entire NBA right now. Yeah. But he's a guy I feel like can maybe give some trouble to the Philadelphia 76ers as well.
Yeah, the way he rebounds, right? If you're not getting offensive rebounds and Josh Hart is getting it and passing up, they're going to rain down three.
Hold on, did they just say Josh Hart? Oh my God, who's going to give the Sixers problems? Josh Hart. Okay, so we're not going to mention no type of Tobias Harris. We're not going to mention no type of Kelly Oubre. We're going to go to Josh Hart. Is Josh Hart a better player than Buddy Hield? It's a question. And I know Josh Hart. I loved him at Villanova. That was my man. He was like one of them type of guys that had heart. His name is what it is. I know these Knicks, these Wildcat Knicks players. I know them. Believe me, I know them. I watched every Wildcat game. Okay, I was on the edge of my seat throughout all their tournaments. But dude, the Villanova Knicks are not beating the Sixers, bro.
And push that pace, and it's going to be tough to Philly to get back. And I just think the Knicks know who they are.
Back what? What are they? Some lights out shooters? Who? Hart? A light out shooter? Now DiVincenzo, but DiVincenzo's a streaky shooter. DiVincenzo's not like a lights out shooter, bro. You better do your homework, Channing. You bugging.
There are no what ifs. They are going to grind this game out. If we thought Miami was going to grind it out, I think the Knicks are going to grind it out even more.
Yeah, the Philadelphia 76.
No, see, I don't agree with that because I actually fear Miami more than the Knicks. The Knicks, while they have the better record and one could argue they're better than Miami, they shit, whatever. Miami is the battle-tested team. Oftentimes when the playoffs come into play, all that other stuff is out the window, what you did this year. It's a whole new season, man. When you're dealing with guys that have been to the finals, I'm more concerned with Miami. That game you saw against Miami, that's how that's going to be. The Knicks, bruh, 6-5, man. I don't want to hear this dude no more, man. Peace.